Tonight on News 3, it is cold, and that is a concern for people experiencing homelessness. How people in Rock County are dealing with these extreme temperatures. And the cold is also a concern for utility companies, how crews are working to prevent power outages.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thanks for watching News 3 at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. Dangerously cold temperatures and a potentially powerful winter storm are nearing southern Wisconsin. We have team coverage tonight with meteorologist Dave Caulfield in the Weather Center following frigid temperatures and the storm on its way. Adam Duxter is live in the Rock County Bureau, where organizations are making sure everyone stays warm this week. Let's turn it over to Dave Caulfield with your first alert forecast. Dave.
Well, Amanda, we started off historically cold this morning in Madison, breaking a daily record by dropping to -23 to start off our Saturday. Temperatures are a little bit warmer now thanks to the stubborn snowfall and flurries and clouds that have been over our heads, actually keeping temperatures a little bit above zero for much of this afternoon and evening. But the flurries are starting to move out, and we're also seeing a little bit of clearing on our live view from Madison, the WISC-TV Skycam. So that means these temperatures are actually going to dip a little bit as we head into the overnight hours. Right now, though, at 4 above Madison. So if we want to celebrate something, I guess there it is. 3 in Janesville, 1 in Monroe, at -2 in Lone Rock, and 1 above in the Dells. Wind chill starting to come back into the picture. It does feel like -8 in Madison as that wind is picking up just a little bit, feeling like -14 in Lone Rock. So temperatures and winds over the next 12 hours, we'll see those temps quickly dip into the spots below zero, especially as we head into early tomorrow morning, bottoming out near -7. And then temperatures not the big story as we head into tomorrow, at least by the afternoon. That story becomes a major snowstorm on the way, arriving by Sunday evening. We'll take a look at forecast totals and also at the extreme cold on the way for next week in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Those extreme temperatures are also impacting people in Rock County. Police in Beloit say they're investigating a death that could be related to weather. Beloit police say they responded to a report of a sudden death on the 1600 block of Wisconsin Avenue around 7:30 this morning. They say the death is not suspicious. While police aren't explicitly saying the death was related to the cold temperatures, they are reminding people to check in on their neighbors and family members over the next week. And with the added risk these dropping temperatures can create for those with nowhere to go, the emphasis now turns to where people can go to stay warm. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with more information on warming shelters throughout the county. Adam.
Well, Amanda, when wind chills dip into the negative teens, 20s, and 30s, it only takes a couple of minutes of cold air on bare skin for frostbite or even hypothermia to set in. But for those with no place to go, finding that warm place can be a challenge, and that's why several places in Rock County are looking to change that.
Well, let's see here. I'll have to start at this end.
Jim Haney and his wife Joan are planning.
You're still in the R's.
Finding books to read and movies to watch. A way to pass time during a serious stretch of bitter cold.
We know that we aren't going to be too active outdoors right now. Don't want to be.
But for some, avoiding the outdoors isn't a choice. For them, the Hedberg Library in Janesville provides more than just a book. It provides shelter.
Libraries, by their nature, are intended to welcome everyone.
It's one of several designated places to stay warm across the county.
We as a library can offer physical safety. It's warm here, it's out of the wind. We've got food available for low prices downstairs.
And while the library closes at 5, down the road, Gifts Men's Shelter is open 24/7 for men looking to get out of the cold.
And help them out any way we can. Get them some fresh clothing and warm coats, sacks, get a hot shower.
Giving a hot meal and a hot room. For some, much needed relief.
Even if they sit in the lobby or they come in and sit on the couch, they can always have a cup of coffee, something to eat, a place to rest for a while.
And as the wind chills approach extreme lows, that relief could be life-saving.
And in addition to the Gifts Men's Shelter, people of any age or gender can find that 24/7 warming shelter at the Sparrow's Nest in Beloit and also at the House of Mercy in Janesville. And for a full list of those warming shelters, you can visit our website, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Adam. In Dayton County, here are some of the other places that people can go to get out of the cold. The Beacon on East Washington opens at 7:30 a.m. during cold weather and closes at 5 p.m. Porchlight is taking people in earlier than normal at the men's shelter starting at 5 p.m. They will continue that tomorrow as well. The Salvation Army will begin intake for women and families starting at 4 p.m. tomorrow. And just into our newsroom tonight, First United Methodist Church in downtown Madison is opening an emergency day warming center all of next week starting on Monday. Families and women experiencing homelessness are welcome to go there from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Madison Metro is also offering warming buses this weekend at their 4 transfer points, giving people the option to stay out of the cold. City officials say they are considering extending these services into next week. More than 1,300 households in Verona now have their power restored after an Alliant Energy outage early this morning. Cold weather is to blame for impacting equipment that led to that outage, according to the energy company. It happened just after 1:15 a.m. in the 9 Mound Road area and lasted a little over 2 hours for some households. An Alliant Energy spokesperson says crews take extra precautions in the cold weather, but work as quickly as possible because many houses, including the home of Josh Rodriguez, rely on electricity for heat.
And I think Sarah was in the back room and I was out here and it was like, what happened? And then we panicked a little bit.
This time of the year, we're especially dependent on heating and making sure that people have heating fuels, whether you heat with gas or electricity powers the fan in your furnace. So we keep a very close eye on the system. We have offices across our service area, crews ready at all times.
As temperatures drop, Alliant Energy says they're not expecting more equipment problems, but they're watching carefully and are ready to respond in case of an emergency. All week, we've been talking about staying safe during this historic weather pattern. But now first responders are giving their advice about how to stay healthy during this cold snap. They say the obvious thing to do is stay inside and only go outside when you absolutely need to. If you have to go outside, dress in layers and cover your face. Paramedics say one of the first signs of hypothermia is a loss of mental skills.
You can get some sort of mental status changes and kind of forgetfulness, and your motor skills won't really work very well. So it doesn't take long, 20-30 minutes out in these type of elements.
If you experience signs of hypothermia, experts say to seek medical attention, remove any wet or cold clothing, and heat your center with blankets and drink warm fluids. With the snow and the cold, we want to remind you our First Alert Weather and Traffic app is free on any and all of your mobile devices. Just search for the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather and Traffic app to download it. In Rock County tonight, the CEO of the YMCA of Northern Rock County is responding to claims that he says cast him in a, quote, negative light. Tom Denbauer was placed on administrative leave on Tuesday night after ethical concerns and a perceived lack of transparency at the organization. Denbauer says he has reflected the YMCA's values during his 13 years as CEO, and claims about him are unfounded. He's on leave pending the outcome of an internal investigation. A developing story tonight nationally. 5 people are dead in 2 separate shootings in Louisiana tonight, but police say they are connected. A manhunt is now underway for 21-year-old Dakota Terrio. Police say 2 of the dead were his parents found inside their mobile home. The sheriff, Bobby Weber, says the father was alive when paramedics came and told them their son was the shooter. 3 others were found inside a mobile home about 40 minutes away. Terrio is believed to have killed the family inside and stole their truck.
Now we have 5 victims. We have 5 deceased family members, and there's a lot of family members out there that are hurting right now. And our prayers go out to those family members, and they're looking at us to do our job and to solve this crime.
Authorities have not yet released a motive. Coming up, these cold temperatures might make your car hard to start. How to prepare it for these record-breaking low temperatures coming up.
Get
A local high school hockey player is hoping a fundraiser will raise money for a child dealing with a form of leukemia. Ava Jamber organized a fundraiser for Noah Sanger ahead of a hockey game tonight at the Madison Ice Arena. Sanger is the son of former goalie coach of the UW men's Badger hockey team, Jeff Sanger. People donated to win prize baskets, autographed gear, and specially designed jewelry. Another hockey benefit tonight, this time at the Hartmeyer Ice Arena. Madison Fire and Police departments faced off in the Battle of the Badges. While many enjoyed the longtime rivalry, they were also helping the Safe Communities Recovery Coach program.
It funds the recovery coaches that are in the emergency rooms and various places to help people get into recovery after they've overdosed. And so we're really about making a community safer by helping people get over this scourge of addiction.
Organizers say they're not sure how many people came out for the event, but it was a packed house. As we prepare for the even colder temperatures next week, local mechanics say our cars need to be prepared too. This includes making sure cars are up to date on their scheduled maintenance and have plenty of tire tread and battery life left. It doesn't hurt to have an emergency kit with tools along with other winter essentials just in case. For drivers that would rather leave an emergency situation to the pros, a charged cell phone and portable charger are also good ideas.
The best advice for any kind of severe weather is be prepared, to have your vehicle prepared. Hopefully you've already had scheduled maintenance done, have had a multi-point inspection, know the condition that your tires are in, the battery's been tested, you know that it's good, your lights and everything, you know that they work and you're going to be visible to other people.
Ward says if something does happen out on the road, to make sure to put personal safety first and stay in the car away from passing vehicles. As we start to look at the next round of snow and the extreme temperatures, let's take a live look at one of the coldest places we could think of, Siberia. There's not much going on in this live camera of Omsk, Russia, but that makes sense because it currently feels like 17 below there, and it's going to feel a lot colder than that around here. Dave Caulfield is back with your first alert forecast. Dave.
Yeah, theoretically, Amanda, I was doing some checking yesterday, and if we do get wind chills of -40 below, which is entirely possible, we could actually feel colder than the South Pole as we get into Wednesday and Thursday morning. Unfortunately, we could talk about this and smile about it, but this is nothing to really joke about and nothing to take lightly, that cold that arrives on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So alert days in the forecast for that. And before that, we have a major snowstorm on the way. So winter is really fitting all of its activities into about a 5-day span, it seems, across southern Wisconsin. We did see a little bit of snow this afternoon and evening, and that actually caused a few slick spots on the roadways because the roads were so cold, especially this morning, that as soon as that snow fell, it kind of turned to ice on the roadways, making things a little bit slick. Our next snowstorm that will provide some major snowfall to us is not actually on the map yet. It's still hanging out closer to Calgary and Edmonton in Canada, but it will quickly move in tomorrow evening from the north and west and drop some major snowfall amounts on southern Wisconsin by the time we get to later on Monday. So everyone across southern Wisconsin and into central Wisconsin under a winter storm warning from Sunday at 6 p.m. to Monday at 6 p.m. So not right now, even though that snow was nothing to mess with today at times, especially creating some slick travel over short distances. But that will improve a little bit by tomorrow. The unfortunate news is that improvement will last about 6 to 12 hours before the next round of snow moves in. Downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam, maybe a flurry or two, but nothing too significant right now. What was significant is how cold we started off. That is just serious cold. -23. It broke the daily record set back in 1963 of -21. Luckily, the clouds have kept us a little bit warmer tonight, but they'll be getting out of here soon, so we could drop below zero very quickly. Look at this. We started at -29 in Lone Rock, -18 in Janesville, so some of us close to 30 degrees below zero to start off today. It's remarkable that we actually made it above zero in Madison. That's where we are right now at 4 degrees, 3 in Janesville, 1 in Monroe, and -2 in Lone Rock. The wind chill starting to come back into play. We still could see some pretty brutal wind chills of -10 to -20 overnight. Right now it feels like -8 in Madison. So overnight, bitterly cold again with wind chills of -10 to -20. I think those temperatures will dip to about 9 below zero. For tomorrow, becoming mostly cloudy. That snow arrives late during the evening hours of Sunday. And we're taking a look at that now on our future track of the European model, and that is showing the heaviest snow, and really all our models showing the heaviest snow falling overnight Sunday into early Monday morning. We still could have some snow hanging around during the afternoon hours of Monday, but I do think the system moves out by the time we get into Monday evening. So it's really around about 24 hours, and in 24 hours could drop snow totals like this on southern Wisconsin. So basically everyone picking up about 6 to 10 inches of snow. We'll call it at least 6 inches of snow for spots like Madison, Lone Rock, into the Dells, Watertown, 8 to 12 inches likely. And if we're closer to Lake Michigan, like Fond du Lac, Sheboygan, up closer to Manitowoc, more than a foot of snow is possible. And then after the snow, we get the extreme cold with wind chills of about -40 to -50 or -55 even possible at times. That can create frostbite conditions in about 5 to 10 minutes. So over the next couple of days, especially as we get into next week, really limit your time outside. Don't be outside if you don't have to. And if you do have to be outside, limit exposed skin at all costs. And look out for these signs of hypothermia as well. Uncontrollable shivering, feeling drowsy, memory loss, disorientation, slurred speech. If that does happen, or if someone's body temperature falls below 95 degrees, make sure you get them medical attention right away, because that is a serious situation. And it's serious, possibly life changing and life-threatening cold is possible early on Wednesday and Thursday morning. So the alert days from Tuesday to Thursday are cold related. On Monday, we won't be as bitterly cold, but major winter storm comes our way. After that, temperatures do get just a little bit warmer. At least we'll be in the double digits and near 20 degrees by the time we get to the beginning days of February. But over the next 5 days or so, it's going to be some dangerous situations across southern Wisconsin, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is going to be a busy week. Definitely hope that everyone stays safe out there. Thank you, Dave. The men's hockey team is fired up tonight. We'll show you why. That's coming up next in sports.
Well, Ethan Happ continuing to write history in the books of the Badgers men's basketball program. Another big day and big game for him today against Northwestern, with Wisconsin climbing up those Big Ten standings. Like the weather, they got off to a little bit of a cold start, but Dimitri Trice feeling himself. Big three at the top of the key. And then the turnover for the Wildcats at the hands of Khalil Iverson, stealing the ball away, then putting on a show. I could totally feel that Kohl Center crowd firing it on up. A lot of attention, a lot of double teams on Ethan Happ today. That means a lot of opportunities for Brad Davison. He takes full advantage of those long balls, three-pointers for him today. And then in the second half, Happ getting his own rebound to earn himself a triple-double, his second one of the season. Trice also adding a casual three-pointer there. As the Badgers win 62-46, the final score. Wildcats head coach Chris Collins calling Happ, quote-unquote, a nightmare to play against. But playing alongside him, pretty cool, according to Brad Davison.
We want to send them out right, and we all have the same common goal, and those aren't personal goals; those are team goals. And I think that's what I admire most about it. He wants to win, and he cares about winning the most. And so we're all right behind that. But definitely, you have to appreciate. I mean, you see all the statistics. He's going to go down as one of the Big Ten greats, so it's an honor to play with him.
Now, in the history of the men's basketball program, only 3 triple-doubles. One of them belonging to Josh Gosser, and the other 2, the All-American Ethan Happ. The Badgers also holding the Wildcats to a season-low 46 points today. And next up, Wisconsin heading to Nebraska for a game on Tuesday. The Cornhuskers are on a 3-game losing streak. They're 3-6 in the Big Ten. Now, when you play at Madison Square Garden in New York City, you got to put on a little show. Illinois and Maryland doing just that. Pick it up in the second there. Tavion Jones for the dunk. It's a 2-point game. Later, Darren Marcel to Bruno Fernando for the two-handed slam. Terps up by 3. I told you this was a lot of fun. But the Illini coming back and more. Trent Frazier to Aya Dosunmu. Illinois wins 78-67. 12th ranked Marquette on quite the hot streak. They're at Xavier, trying to win its 7th game in a row. Fast forward to the second half. Matt Helt to Sam Hauser. He drops a long one. That's a 3. Golden Eagles up 71-69. Later, little brotherly love between the Hauser boys. Big bro Sam to little bro Joey for another 3. It's a 6-point game now. And of course, can't have a Marquette win without Marcus Howard. 3 of his game-high 31 points here as Marquette beats Xavier 87-82. Now, this is the type of games that this Badgers squad has been used to in the past. The women's hockey team, yesterday's shutout win over St. Cloud State, going for the series sweep tonight. Huskies strike first, but the Badgers answer back. Britta Curl up against 2 defenders, but she's got this. No big deal. Tie game now. 5 minutes later, a little back and forth between Sophie Shirley and Abby Rock. Some traffic up front. Rock lights the lamp to give Wisconsin the 2-1 lead. We fast forward to the third period now. Emily Clark with the quick trigger goal there. It's her 8th one of the season, and Wisconsin with a series sweep over St. Cloud State, 3-1, the final. The Badger men in the border battle in Minneapolis, hoping for a way better result than last night. A little more oomph tonight in their skates, with a lot of back and forth. Tied in the third off a penalty kill. Peter Tischke fires one into the back of the net for the go-ahead goal. The captain giving the Badgers the 4-3 lead, and that would be the final score. The 2 teams splitting the series. And in case you missed it, there is a new world #1 in women's tennis. Naomi Osaka winning the Australian Open and becoming a back-to-back Grand Slam champion today. The 21-year-old beat Petra Kvitova in the title match. Now, Osaka is the first player from Japan to be the #1 ranked player in the world. She's also the youngest since Caroline Wozniacki in 2010, which is pretty cool, but also really cool. I'm so glad the Badgers won tonight. They were so due for a win. They needed this.
And with all the snow and the cold, we need something to root for.
Exactly.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, so first we have the snow,
Right.
and then we're getting back to those super cold temperatures.
Yep, dangerous cold possible for the middle of next week, but right now just brutally cold. So I guess that's something to celebrate, maybe. Probably not, though. 4 degrees in Madison, 3 in Janesville, down to -2 in Lone Rock. But wind chills are starting to kind of creep back into brutally cold territory, feeling like -8 in Madison, -14 in Lone Rock and Platteville. Then, as we head into tomorrow, winter storm warning in effect for all of southern Wisconsin from 6 p.m. Sunday to 6 p.m. Monday. Here's your day planner. Maybe a little bit of sunshine tomorrow, maybe, but then the clouds do come back by the time we get to about 6 p.m. That's when that snow will be starting. Heavy snow at times, blowing and drifting snow is possible on Monday. By the time we get to the end of Monday, 6 to 12 inches of snow possible for southern Wisconsin. Then wind chills of -35 to about -55 possible as we wake up on Wednesday and Thursday.
Wow, it's going to be a busy week.
Yes.
All right, thanks so much. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.